a one-time investment. A mutual fund has an average annual rate of return of 12.45%. The investment company charges 2% per year as a fee for managing the account. Suppose $1,000 is invested for 3 years. Calculate the approximate value of the investment, assuming annual compounding. The future value of the investment will be an approximation since all conditions of the investment may not be known. So mutual funds involve the stock market, which is impossible to completely predict, but we can estimate. And so we can make predictions and plan investments with our money. So starting with our time, we're going to invest it for 3 years, and it's going to be compounded annually. So we're going to compound 3 times. So after 1 year, we're going to have V4 times 1 plus, and the amount it's going to grow by. So it's going to grow by 12.45%, but we're going to have to pay 2% as a fee. So 12.45, and then we're going to subtract off the 2%. And so we're going to grow by a little bit more than 10%. So we continue that for 3 years, and we get $1,347.40. So we could calculate this on our calculator by using a power instead of repeated multiplication. And so I can multiply by this amount, and I'm going to multiply it 3 times for 3 years, so it's to the power of 3, we get the same amount. A third way of doing this is using the TDM solver. So using 12.45% and subtracting the 2% fee, we get 10.45%. We're going to deposit $1,000. We're going to take $1,000 out of our wallet, therefore it's negative. And we want to know the value after 3 years, compounded annually. And we get the same amount. An investment that decreases in value. Investing often carries an element of risk. Some investments increase in value while some decrease in value. A mutual fund has an average annual rate of return of negative 5.29%. If the investment company's fees for managing the account are 2% per year, calculate the approximate value of a $1,000 investment over 2 years, assuming annual compounding. The value of the investment will be an approximation since all conditions of the investment may not be known. So using our TDM solver, we're going to put in negative 5.29%. We're also going to subtract 2% because it's a fee that we're paying. And we're talking about 2 years. We're going to deposit $1,000. It's negative because we're taking it out of our wallet. And we're going to solve for the future value. So the future value is going to be $859 and some change, which is less than $1,000, what we were expecting. because we lost money on the investment and we had to pay the managing fee. So if we want to use a spreadsheet to do the same thing, we put 2 years. We're going to multiply each year by minus 7.29 and as a decimal. And we get the same amount. We could do a single calculation using our calculator. And we could multiply it by that percentage 3 times by using the power, 2 times, and we get the same amount. Monthly saving. Each month you save $50 and invest it for 2 years. Your account pays 6% per year compounded monthly. How much money do you have at the end of 2 years? So the way to think about this is to treat each deposit as its own bank account. So every time you make a deposit, that's a new bank account and it's going to grow all by itself. So if we try to see how this works out, what we need to do is find all of those amounts, add them all together, and that will be the total value of the bank account from all the deposits. So we're going to have 24 deposits. The deposits are going to happen at the end of the month because it takes you a month to save that money. So the first deposit is not happening today, it's happening a month from now. And that is going to be B2. And we're going to multiply it by 0.06 divided by 12 because we're compounding monthly. So that $50 we put in is going to be in the bank for 23 months, and at the end of 2 years will be worth $56.08. So we continue this pattern. So now if we want the total, we can take the sum of all these totals. And we have this amount. This problem is a lot easier to solve using the TVM solver. So in this case, we're going to use the PY and the payment functions that we haven't used before. So the PY is standing for the payments per year, which is going to be 12. We're compounding 12 times per year. There are 24 of these periods because it's 2 years monthly. Annual interest rate is 6%. We're starting off with $0 in our account. We're going to make payments of $50 and we want our future value. Saving for retirement is really important, and the earlier you start, the bigger your reward. Regular investments. Many people set up an investment such as a registered retirement savings plan, or RRSP, as a series of small, regular investments. Suppose you invest $200 per month from age 16 until your retirement at age 65. Assume the investment averages a 7% annual rate of return, compounded monthly. How much money will you have upon retirement? So we're going to have 65 minus 16 years times 12 months. So 588 months, 588 deposits until you retire. Deposits are $200. They're done monthly, and the interest is compounded monthly. Solve for the future value. So at retirement, you will have just over $1 million.